What's going on, YouTube? Another production from Ranky Nerductions. Here, I decided to do a spring on the moment type deal, and this is going to be my 2018 room tour. Sorry about the flash, I gotta turn it on so you can see. But this is going to be all about my room. This is not my gaming setup. My gaming setup is out in the living room so that we can play, get it all ready to go. I always want to keep that separate just to make sure nothing gets tangled up with the collection or anything, nothing collapses in the collection or gets torn up. I kind of like to keep that separate. But moving on, this is going to be just a quick little, maybe 15-20 minute video. This is just going to be my collection that I have so far. I've been collecting for about a little bit over a year, maybe a year and a half, and I am happy and proud of the stuff that I've gathered and stuff that I've been able to save on. But let's dive right in here. So I'll let you take a brief look around here. So it's kind of a cluster in some spots, as you can kind of see. I don't really have a lot of room here and there to manipulate it because this is such a small room. Let me just, if you guys didn't see it in the beginning, see if it'll focus. Maybe it won't because of that stupid flash, but I decided to hang that up from a piece of clothing that I got, an official Nintendo licensed product. I think it's kind of funny because I am a Nintendo collector, but I'll let you guys take a brief look around. So as you can see, this is my main part of my collection. As you can see, that's sort of turned into the Nintendo 64/Zelda Amiibo shelf. This is my pride and joy. This is what I love collecting most as far as video games go. Kind of take a look around. I don't have all of them. I do have a good amount, and I'm very proud of it, but I do not have all of them. So up there, let you take a brief look. So as you can see, we have just some Super Mario Amiibos, all sealed. I don't open my Amiibos because I don't use games that much that I would require them, but I do like the way they look. They do look pretty impressive. They do a good job with making them, designing them, and all that. So here we have just the gold Mario in the back, Luigi, Waluigi, Daisy, Rosalina, and Donkey Kong. And then right over here we have the Animal Crossing Amiibo, which I had to wait for a while to get a good deal on because I wasn't going to pay full price for a game that I don't play that much. And unfortunately, since there was really no place for me to put it, I got my Mega Man Buster crammed in the back, and then you can see the box right there. That is one of the coolest things I have to this date. It was one of the Christmas presents I got last year, and I absolutely adore that. I love Mega Man. As you can see, I got my little Mega Man shrine there. I don't have a lot, but eventually I'll get all the Mega Man games. Maybe one day. Then just up there, just a random assortment of stuff. Got a Skyrim Switch skins, got a couple Splatoon Amiibos up there, got my boxed NES up in the corner, got some cool World of Nintendo figures up there. I found those a little bit ago at Target for a good price. I figured I'd pick them up. And I'll give you a brief look at the Nintendo 64 shelf. So kind of just take a brief look around here. Sorry, I don't really know what to say at this point. I'm just letting you guys look at it. But I was lucky when I got most of these systems. I got most of these systems right before they started skyrocketing in price. Like, literally right before. So I was able to get a bunch of stuff before I had to slow down. There's my original. It's not my original, but it's one of the first ones I got. My original's out there in ready to mode and ready for me to game on. It's got a crack and dust and all kinds of gaming memories on it. But this is a little interesting. A little while ago, I was interested in getting all the PAL boxed variations of the Fantastic series. So right there I have the North American packaged N64s boxed. That's the Grape Purple and Ice Blue. Right below it we have the PAL version of the Ice Blue and the Grape Purple. I thought that was a pretty good idea to kind of group those two guys together. And then I figured for Donkey Kong, just to match Donkey Kong 64, I put the yellow boxed controller with the jungle green systems. Then there's another N64. This is the first one that I actually got the baggies for, and it didn't say it had all the little baggies and stuff when I bought it off of Amazon way in the beginning, and that was a pretty good rush. Here we have, oops, sorry. A little adjustment there. So here we have my first ever boxed Nintendo 64. This is the Japanese version. This one I actually did a upgrade with. I actually got another system with the baggies and all that for a cheaper price, and I want to keep that one in as minty condition as I can. Right in the back, if you, right, God, sorry, I have a jerry-rigged microphone set up here. Try and condense the sound a little bit. I guess I'll deal with that. There we go. Maybe. Right. I might just ditch the microphone for a second. But here we have a different variation of a boxed N64 controller. For those Nintendo collectors that know, there's actually two different types of boxes that you can get. You can actually get two different characters, or two different character variations. In the original, you would have, let me see, you would have a character from Killer Instinct, Bowser, Mario, and a Stormtrooper. These ones are a little bit more rare. These are the ones released later. So this one has Banjo-Kazooie, Link, Mario, and King Griffey Jr. So still need to get a protector for that, but... And then obviously just a great purple N64, because that's the mintiest of my N64s. Then here we have my Zelda Amiibo, for the most part. It's not all of them, but I was running out of room on my Zelda shelf, so I had to move some stuff over here, so I'll let you take a brief look at those guys. So I got my Breath of the Wild Amiibo, the cool Guardian one in the back. Got them grouped with the Link ones. Then I got the 4 champions down here with some Zelda action going on. And all the Link Amiibo kind of crammed into this little corner. And of course, my favorite Amiibo thus far, see if I can get it, is that Ocarina of Time Link. I absolutely love that one. I love the way they made that. So I'll do this guy over here. So here we have just a couple of accessories, a boxed RF adapter. Got my Fire Orange N64. That's my favorite Fantastic color. Decided to put that right next to my first officially licensed bought Nintendo 64. So for those who don't know, there are 16 officially released N64 consoles. That is not including variations or bundles. Keep that in mind. There are only 16 actual official variations. This was the first one I got. And then following that, from the same exact seller, he said that he had this guy boxed up as well, and I snagged that up for a really good price as well. So that was very good to get two hard to get ones right off the bat. Here we have not a very sought after combo here, the black boxed N64 controller with the smoke gray N64. There are still a few that I need to get boxed, but it's really hard to spend that much money on that stuff now. So down here, this is just some of the extras that I've got. So here we have a Mario pack that I saw on eBay around Christmas time last year, and nobody put a bid on it. And I was lucky. I watched it for a few days. I put a bid on it in the last 5 minutes. No one else bid, and I got lucky. This one was a little bit harder though. I saw there was about 15-20 bids on this, and I bid in the last second, and I was lucky enough to be the winner of that one. This is a PAL version of the boxed blue Pikachu N64 with the cool Pikachu in the corner there. The giant Pikachu makes the console a little bit bigger. But that was a pretty sweet find. And then the last N64 I've bought thus far is this Nintendo 64 with the Atomic Purple controller bundle. This is the last one I got. I got that with the RF adapter, boxed consoles and all that. Or excuse me, boxed accessories. That's what I got that with. And that was the last one I've bought thus far. This is one of the trades I did with a fellow collector in Japan. This is one of the rarest N64s that you can get boxed. This is a Dai-A Hawks N64. Only available in Dai-A Hawks stores way back in the day. So that's probably my rarest console that I have. right next to the one I'll show you in a second. Now here's just a random one that I got. I got a golden 64 boxed. And then here we have the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer bundle. That one's always cool to look at. Born in the bad positioning, but down here I don't have any LED lights or anything. I'm still working on that. I don't know how to set those up yet, so these are just kind of random accessories, random games, anything like that. But down there in the back, that is my mintier of my blister pack N64 controllers. That's one of the two. The ice blue. I got lucky with that one. Hardly anyone put a bid on it, so I was lucky to get that one for the price I did. I got it for about maybe half of what it actually goes for. And then down there in the corner we have just a couple of little extra stuff. That's WWF Attitude Game is factory sealed, which is cool. And then down back there you can kind of see it's yellowed very badly, sun faded, but that is my other blister pack. That's the first one I got. That is the great purple blister pack in the corner there. And then this one is kind of has just the atomic purple and extreme green controller, along with my custom painted lime green N64 controller that I got a while ago, way back when I started collecting. And then I just decided to have my two, at least very rare games to get boxed for a decent price. So here we have my Super Smash Bros. Boxed, complete in box. And then Conker's Bad Fur Day. That one still has the factory sealed plastic on it. It is open, but it still has the factory sealed plastic, which is awesome. And then down here, this is getting into what my collecting goal is that I set for this year. So here we have a couple of Disney NES games complete in box. So here we have Darkwing Duck. I actually played that recently. I absolutely love that game. That's a fun platformer. Capcom was always good at making good platformers back in the day. And we have sort of a different one. We got The Rocketeer. For those who know vintage Disney, you'll know what that is based off of. And then here in the back, sorry you can't really see it, but maybe I'm going to get, yep, you can. So you can see that's a custom painted DuckTales NES. It does. I just put my original game right there. We've got the two controllers right there, custom painted DuckTales, and there is a zapper, but I have it pulled out because I was doing a photo shoot. But my favorite NES game is DuckTales. It always has been. I love the platforming. I love the playstyle of it. I just absolutely adore it. Darkwing Duck is a close second, but DuckTales will always be my favorite. Here's just my little Disney shrine that I've created here. Not much to go on right now because I had to slow down with collecting for a while, but you can kind of take a brief look at that. That's a factory sealed copy of Walt Disney's Dinosaurs. Sort of some simple stuff here and there. And then right next to Mega Man, we got another of my favorite franchises, Star Fox. So you can kind of take a look in the back. Got my World of Nintendo figures there. Got my cool Fox McCloud plushie. Got Star Fox, the original for the Super Nintendo with that awesome Super Effects chip. Then we got Star Fox 64, the big box with the Rumble Pack. It took me a while to get for a good deal. We got Star Fox Zero crammed in the back corner there. And right up in front of the center we got Falco, Smart Alec from the Star Fox series. And then we got, his classic Star Fox McCloud. Moving on, this is just where stuff that I couldn't fit anywhere else on the shelves, so I just put them down here. So here we have Mario Kart 64 / controller bundle, complete in box back there. I got one of the gold N64 controllers boxed. There's the first Japanese box controller I got, the yellow N64 controller. Very minty. It does have a little bit of cracks, but tears. It does have tears on it, but it is shiny and minty, so I do like that. This one's probably the best N64 box controller I have. This is the Pikachu bright blue and yellow N64 controller, complete in box. It has the baggie with it as well. The box is super crisp. I don't know if you can tell from the lighting, but this box is super crisp. Looks absolutely fantastic in any collection. I'll probably move over to this shelf right here. This is the later stuff that I've been collecting. Obviously, Nintendo's a big part of my life, but the first, I remember way back when I was a wee lad, I remember I absolutely adored playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or at least collecting the cards. I wasn't very good at playing the game, but I do love Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll let you take a brief look at what I got going on here. So as you can kind of see, I do prefer Yu-Gi-Moto over Kaiba, but I do have a little collection for them, and there's the recent Kaiba collection that came out. Got some cool cards in it. No blue eyes, which is surprising. Take another brief look here. So we got Kaiba collection box, Yu-Gi-Moto collection box, the legendary Egyptian God cards. Got both Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Moto structure deck. Got a couple other ones. Legendary Dragon decks. Take another one. These are some special ones. These are some old style Blue Eyes White Dragon. Old fashioned Kid Guard. And then we got a relinquished setup over there. And over here we just got some Orcra cards, or custom made cards I guess you can call it. Got some Dark Magician First Edition, and I got Dark Magician Girl, a different version. I would like to get all the versions of them. Then I got Magician of Black Chaos, I believe that one is. Then here we have my Dark Magician deck, which I have done a video with, or for. Then just Guardian Iatos. I think she's just a cool looking card, so decided to throw her up there. Then my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Character of all time, Dark Magician Girl. She has always been awesome. Every time I see her in the show, she always seems to pull through. And then down here below it, we just got some simple little knickety-knacks and extras that I couldn't fit anywhere else. So we got my giant special edition box for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, being held up by my Skyward Sword Link figure. And here we got some Metroid action going on here with Samus Aran and Metroid, the cool amiibo, and then right below it we got, sorry about the flash, we got the cool Mario Odyssey 3-pack with Mario, Peach, and Bowser in their wedding outfits. Then just got stuff that I hardly find, Fire Emblem amiibo figures, or just the one that I've seen. A random box accessory for the Switch. Then I got my N64 carrying case in the back, which, because I don't know where else to put it, because I can't fit it anywhere else. Here we have my door greeter. We got Yoshi. He acts as my door greeter slash hat holder. You can kind of see the hats that I've stashed on him. Moving on here, got some other stuff scattered for other business stuff that I do, sales and whatnot, reselling. So here we have, right here is most of my Zelda stuff. It's not all of it, but it is most of it. So here we have on the top shelf, we have a collector's action figure, Ganon, which is cool, from the Ocarina of Time days. It's been a while since I've seen one of those up for sale on eBay or anywhere for that matter. Got some extra little things right there. Got the little, correct me if I'm wrong, Neno Droid, I believe is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. I got a cool Legend of Zelda flask up there I got for my birthday. And of course I got Wind Waker Link plushie just hanging out. I got a couple other things here. Got some figures crammed in the back from Wind Waker. Got a sealed Legend of Zelda chess set. Got another light. If you saw, they got one being held up here, one hanging out here on the shelf. And here we have just some other random accessories. Got a couple cups sitting here. Got a couple Pixel Pals. And here's my Link Nino. How do you pronounce? I don't know how you pronounce it, but whatever you call those. With these accessories back there, so I can have the photo shoots ready to go. Then we have my World of Nintendo figures for Legend of Zelda. I don't have that many because I don't see that many. Moving on to the important thing, the games. Sorry about all that background noise, but so here we have just some games here. So we got the Legend of Zelda and the Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. I do have both the gray cart and the gold cart, and as well as the boxed game. It isn't complete, it just has the game styrofoam insert in the box. Hopefully one day I'll get that complete. And here we have, right in the back, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, a lot of people's favorite game. That favorite over one of my contenders for favorite, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I will fight for that game until the end of time and until I die. But I know a lot of people would argue with me. There's my original cart right there, faded. The marks of many adventures on it. And then here we got Majora's Mask, definitely not one of my favorite Zelda games. I'm the Zelda player that prefers being able to take my time and find all the little pieces of heart and collectibles and all that. I do not like being forced into a time limit in a Zelda game. That's meant for other games. So as you can kind of tell, I do love Zelda a lot. So you got Mega Man, Star Fox, and Zelda. So you can kind of see why I geared towards collecting Nintendo. And here we have some Japan boxed N64 games. So there's the Japan version of Majora's Mask and Japan version of Ocarina of Time, which I ordered a while ago. The situation was I ordered it and then they never came in for like 3 or 4 months. I don't know what happened there, but I finally got them and I totally forgot that I had it, or that I purchased them. And then when I came in the mail, oh cool, I'll just throw them up on the shelf there. So here we have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild expansion packs case. When I bought the game, I already bought the pass, but I wanted to get this case because I always thought it was cool. And here we have just some random Zelda games in there. Got one of my favorites, Twilight Princess, in the corner there. And it just goes on down the road all the way up to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And my always trustworthy case hasn't let my Switch down, has always kept it safe. Here we are moving down into some more randomness. So here we got Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons Not for Resale cart from Mexico. And then below it is my original copy of Oracle of Seasons, which I played the death out of that thing. Same thing with this cart, The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past with the 4 swords. This is how I played Link to the Past as a child. That was probably my most played Game Boy Advance game ever. So here we have Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. I still need to get around to playing that. We got another Breath of the Wild version back there. Got my Ocarina stuffed in the corner with my Twilight Princess HD bundle with the Wolf Amiibo. I got Link's crossbow training up there. Always a fun game to play. And then just down the road you got, Phantom Hourglass, and then just some more Zelda games there. I consider Hyrule Warriors a Zelda game because it's got Zelda characters in it. Okay, so here we have on this shelf, just not that much going on, but there's the rest of my Zelda Amiibo crammed in the corner here with Link holding up his little Wind Waker with the Zelda. In the back we got my custom, I shouldn't say custom, but it is custom skinned Twilight Princess GameCube. I thought I would never see that again. I saw it when I was about 9, 10, maybe 12 years old in a pawn shop once. I begged my mom to get it, and she didn't get it for me. So as soon as I saw that on eBay, I knew I had to get that. There's my fight pad. Obviously, I have the Link one. You can kind of see there. I don't collect Wii U accessories that much. Then we got Yahtzee for Skyward Sword, Legend of Zelda. Then way down here, sorry about the camera angles, I can't really do much with this camera. But, so you can see just some extra Switch accessories mostly. You can kind of take a brief look around there, the cool charging station and the cool wire controller. This one's kind of hard to see, but back there you got Arts and Artifacts and Hyrule Historia. An absolute necessity if you're any Zelda fan or collector. And then holding those up, I got 2 puzzles. Got a Wind Waker and a Ocarina of Time puzzle. And then with my games sitting in the way, there we go. We got my custom painted Legend of Zelda NES. It's always cool to get those little things like that. Sorry, there's a bunch of stuff everywhere. Sticks to the floor because it hasn't moved in ages. So here we have, well, I should probably do this stuff first. So there's that. That is actually painted by a collector that I met on Instagram, and he's actually on YouTube as well. So he is the Renaissance Channel, and if you can also follow him on Instagram at the Renaissance Channel. He makes really awesome NES videos as well as paintings, and he calls those the Game Skate Artist, I believe is what he calls those videos. But I do love his content. You should definitely go give him a look-see what kind of videos he makes. He's just a fellow collector that I met, and he just does absolutely fantastic work. So you can kind of see what he does, what he can do with a scene from Ocarina of Time, and that's Kakariko Village from Ocarina of Time. And then right below that we have my original Twilight Princess map from my guide, which is out on my coffee table right now. You can kind of see that has wear and tear as well, so I've used it a lot. Then there's the top of that shelf. You can kind of take a look there. So like I said, there's the zapper that I was using for a photo shoot that came from the DuckTales NES. So you can take a look below it. So I got my boxed Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, my first Nintendo system. Right next to that we got the Nintendo DS, and we got my 3DS, which is outside so that I can grab it easily because that's the system I play the most now. And here we have all of my Game Boy Advance games that I had growing up. I decided to use the Amiibo shelf that I found for a good deal around Christmas time to hold up all these games, because I figured it's delicate and it's fragile, but it holds them up. And it looks cool. And here's, obviously the flash can't pick it up, but I made that look old and worn. So I took a bunch of fingernail polish and I wiped it on in certain spots to make it look like a faded, worn out copy of Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. And then we just got Playing with Power and Nintendo NES Guide, kind of. I don't know, I haven't read it into it much. The first NES game I bought is Tetris. Stuffed in this corner we have just a couple of stuff hanging up there. Got a factory sealed Super Mario Odyssey guide, which they gave me a discount with because I ordered so much stuff when Super Mario Odyssey came out. Then I got my little Golden Nintendo display right there, holding up my Golden Nintendo figures there. Do a little bit more stuff here, got some extra stuff crammed in there. And then this guy right here, that is the Jusco 30th Anniversary N64. That is just a loose console. I was very happy to pick this up. I finally found one for a very good deal. It is faded, but I'm slowly working on trying to get that cleaned up, but maybe one day. So here we have just my favorite character next to Link. So we got the Yoshi brothers here, holding on to my gold Wii nunchuck that came with this. So obviously this was a Club Nintendo exclusive, which I thought was pretty cool, so I figured I'd snag that before it disappeared. And then right in front of my World of Nintendo display, we got my little figures right here. Obviously they're not Nintendo, but I do use them to my advantage to take awesome pictures, because I love taking pictures with these things. They're very photogenic. Okay, back to Nintendo. So here we go. So I got some other random games crammed in the corner back there. You can kind of see some Pokemon and Super Mario World or Super Mario Land. Here we got one of my rarer amiibo. So we got Ness. And right next to him we got Pikachu. And then my SNES Classic back there. The first one I found. And I found another one. So that was pretty cool. It's great that Nintendo's restocking on their classic stuff for finally. For the first time in ever, NES Classic. But here we have just a couple of Samus amiibo. So we got Samus and Zero Suit Samus. And back there, you can't really see it, but back there I have my not for resale N64 carts. And I keep them in protective cases just to keep them clean and minty. So the three I have are Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and Jet Force Gemini.